Oh, hi, darling. Hold on a second. Let me just finish writing this. If I don't do it now, I'll forget what I had in mind and lose my train of thought later. Just give me a few seconds, okay? And done. Yes. What was it you wanted to talk about? Okay. Look, I get it. It can be difficult to talk about some things, but I want you to know that no matter how ridiculous you think the topic of our conversations is, I am and always have been happy to listen to what you have to say. It helps me understand you better as a person, and I think it will help to strengthen our relationship. There's no need to say thank you. Communication and trust, remember? Anyways, carry on. Tell me, what's on your mind? Mm-hmm. I understand what you mean. You don't feel any of the joy and excitement and thrill of potential new beginnings that a new year brings. Do you think you could explain why that is? Or at least try? Mm-hmm. I'm all ears. Okay, so you feel like there's an expectation to always have New Year's resolutions and feel positive emotions, and to anticipate the fresh start and new opportunities that the new year brings. But you don't feel any of these things? No, no, it's perfectly okay to feel the way you do. This isn't weird and it isn't stupid. When people ask you what you want to do or achieve this year and you don't have an answer for them, they give you this look that makes you uncomfortable to the extent that it makes you want to disappear. Oh, I'm so sorry. But you know what? I can understand how you feel. I've experienced and felt these things before, so I'm no stranger to the notion of feeling out of place when January is around the corner and I hear everyone talking about how much they want this, that, or the other, and their plans to get what they want. Yep, you sound like you find that hard to believe. I may seem happy when the new year rolls around, but only because I've slowly come to accept it as part of a future that I have yet to be acquainted with. You want to know how it was like for me, how I felt, and why I view things differently now? Okay, so it's like this. I've had good years, really good years, bad years, and really bad years. When I was little, I'd be all excited for the new year. Something my grandmother would do for all of us grandchildren would be to get us each a new set of pajamas to start the new year fresh. Once we'd changed into our pajamas, we'd sit and watch a movie and then go to bed. We weren't old enough to stay up just yet. And the whole idea of going to school and learning new things really excited me. But I digress. When I was at my lowest, the new year felt like any other day. Just change the last number of the year and rewind the clock and calendar back to the first date of the year. New year, same old story. At the time, my heart and mind were just in such a negative state. It felt like I was stuck in quicksand. It seemed like everyone else was progressing with something or the other, getting accepted into university, getting their first job, first promotion, first house, new house, getting engaged or married or both, having their first child or another child. Everyone was moving ahead with life. They had goals, they had aspirations, they had a plan. Things were improving for them, and it all looked so exciting. And I was genuinely happy for them. They worked hard and they deserved all the success that came along with the diligence. And then there was me getting rejected from the only course I wanted to apply to twice over the course of 2 years. Apart from the "We have reviewed your application and regret to inform you that your application was unsuccessful," I never got any closure as to why my applications were rejected without even being called in for an interview. I tried looking for a job, and the jobs I was interested in either had requirements I didn't meet, or I went in for an interview and never got a call back. The looks people would give me just broke my heart, even though I didn't let it show, or at least tried not to. A lot like what you mentioned. But hey, I'm not devaluing or talking over what you're going through. We are different people, and even though I don't know what you're going through, I acknowledge your experience for what it is on its own. There's no pressure here to share what you're going through if you don't want to. I respect your privacy. Again, no need for thanks. It's basic decency. Why didn't I mention it before? It never came up. How did I change my mindset? You sound like you're interviewing me for a talk show. Kidding, kidding. The change didn't come in one day or even a month. I don't remember when exactly it did happen. One day I felt like maybe I was the problem, and the next day it was everyone's fault but mine. I was tired of living life like I was sitting on a seesaw aboard a ship sailing tumultuous waters. Sick of being metaphorically seasick, if you will. If I wanted to get somewhere, I had to do something about it. And painful as it was to admit at the time, I was the only person holding myself back. Sure, I had to make some compromises, but they were worth it. They still are worth it. I accepted that not each year would be a good one, but there would be good things in each year. Like the time I went out with a friend and we had fun taking videos of us doing who is more likely to challenges. We laughed a lot that day. Or when I decided to start looking for alternatives and found things I was interested in and enjoyed. Things took a turn for the better once I accepted that things don't always go to plan. I took each day as it came and tried to improve myself along the way. No expectations, just being present and living in the now. The people around me were supportive too. Two things that they told me stuck with me in particular. One, that where I am now is where I wanted to be once upon a time. That helped me focus on what was going on in my life at the moment, to work towards becoming someone that future me could look back at and be proud of. And two, that I wasn't alone and that they would be there to support me and help me in any way they could. So, yeah, new year, same me. But same me was trying to slowly work towards becoming better me. Wow, I think I've rambled on long enough about myself. I've never admitted these things to someone out loud, just written my thoughts down in my diary. Hey, what? What's wrong with writing in a diary? It helps me get things that I can't say out loud off of my chest and out of my mind. It's cathartic. I sometimes look at my old entries and see how I've changed as a person and how my life has progressed. It's kind of like evidence that I'm not still stuck in the same rut that I was in back then. I just shared some of my most private thoughts and life changing events with you, and you're giving me grief for still writing in a diary? No fair. Apology accepted. And you know what? I just I just want you to know that what you feel, what your thoughts are right now, they're valid. If me sharing my experiences overshadowed that, I'm sorry. That wasn't my intention. Just putting it out there. I respect you as an individual and I respect your opinions and your experiences. They're what make you, well, you. And again, there's no pressure to share anything you're not ready or uncomfortable with sharing. Whatever it is that is worrying you, whatever anxieties you might have about the new year and the uncertainties it brings along with it, I want you to know that you're not alone. I'm here with you. When something knocks you down on the path you're walking, I'll help you back up and be your pillar of support to lean on. If you're hurt, I'll look after you, heal your wounds, and nurse you back to health. If you achieve something, I'll celebrate your success with you. If we can laugh together without shame, we can cry together without shame too. You've been there for me, so let me be there for you. If you don't want any New Year's resolutions, that's fine. But if you do, we can sit together and think of some and draw up a plan on how to achieve them as a team. They could be something as simple as drink more water or read one book. Solution: buy a water bottle and reread a book you've enjoyed in the past. And why, pray tell, does it not count? It's still a book, isn't it? Read one book could mean any book. I don't see the word new there. Do you? See, one book could be a book you've read before, a children's book, a book of recipes that you want to cook, a graphic novel. It still counts, so don't be too hard on yourself. But if you don't feel like having any New Year's resolutions, I support that decision too. Whatever you feel is best for you, I'll be there to back you up. Anytime you feel like you need reassurance about anything, you can always talk to me and I'll do my best to help you. We've almost completed an entire month of this year already. Whatever the rest of the year throws our way, we'll face it together. You're not alone. And as long as I'm here, you never will be. I hope you know that. And I hope you know that I love you.